What's up, fans? The Brise is back right here on Guys Time the Brise. As you can see, I'm wearing my Detroit Red Wings jersey. Unfortunately, this year they didn't make it in the playoffs, but it is what it is. Hopefully, they'll make it there next year. I got Steve Yzerman, the captain. He was the captain with us for 20 plus seasons, one of the greatest hockey players of all time. So, in honor of the Stanley Cup playoffs going on, these crazy playoffs, the second round for some of these teams, I thought I'd throw on the hockey jersey. And I haven't worn a hockey jersey in a while on Guys Time the Brise, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. So, yeah, in terms of hockey, we're going to talk about those Stanley Cup playoffs and go from there. So, yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. It's Wednesday, beautiful day here in Michigan. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, we got the Stanley Cup playoffs. We had two great games on last night, both going to overtime. You know, you got the Rangers and the Hurricanes. That went to double overtime. The Rangers won that one 4-3, and then the Avalanche and the Stars went into overtime as well. The Avalanche came back down 3 goals early in that game. They came back and won in overtime 4-3. So a resilient effort by the Colorado Avalanche. They have a 1-0 series lead against the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars are a pretty good team. They looked really good in the first round against the Vegas Golden Knights. So it was kind of crazy that they lost in overtime. They gave up that 3-goal lead against the Avalanche and lose in overtime. But like I said, these playoffs are crazy, man. Anything can happen. No lead is safe. You got to go in there and take care of business for all 3 periods. So, yeah, 2 great games on last night. And then tonight we have 2 games. 2 good games on as well. We got the Bruins and the Panthers. The Bruins are up 1-0 in that series. They took care of business Monday night, 5-1. So on the road too. So the Florida Panthers really need to step up and try to win Game 2, win 1 at home before they travel to Boston for Game 3. But yeah, they didn't look good. Boston looked fresh. And, you know, it's a lot of these teams who are just coming off like Game 7s or whatever, and then a lot of these teams are sitting, waiting. It seems like the teams who've been playing are the fresher teams, obviously. You know, they've been playing, you know. Obviously, the Florida Panthers been sitting for a while. Obviously, they still practice and stuff, but they're not, you know, competing in games, especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So that was evident in Game 1, Monday night, between the Bruins and the Panthers. The Bruins took care of business, winning 5-1 against the Panthers. So hopefully the Panthers can bounce back and win Game 2 tonight on home ice, 7:30 p.m. ESPN, I do believe, is showing that game. So watch that game and play some bets. And then later on tonight, 10 p.m., you got Game 1 of the Battle of Canada, I like to call it. You got the Edmonton Oilers going up against the Vancouver Canucks. That's going to be a really interesting series, I think. So that's at 10 p.m., and then you got the Bruins and Panthers at 7:30 p.m. So all you hockey fanatics, if you've been watching these Stanley Cup playoffs, they've been crazy. Enjoy these 2 games tonight. Play some bets. Watch some hockey. Both games are going to be great. So, yeah, you got that going on. And now we got to hop over to the NBA. I know we don't really talk about the NBA that much here on Guys Time the Brise. But yeah, you had the Cavaliers and the Celtics going at it. Let's see. So yeah, Cavaliers and the Celtics going at it. Last night the Celtics took care of business, 120-95, and then you had the Mavericks and the Thunder going at 117-95. Obviously, Luka Doncic. He's the man, but his team lost last night to the Thunder. And then Game 2, you had Minnesota winning against the Nuggets. They have a 2-0 series over there. And then the final for the Knicks and the Pacers from Monday, 121-117 the Knicks. And the Timberwolves and the Nuggets game also was on Monday as well. So you got those games on tonight. You got the Knicks and the Pacers going at 8 p.m. Pacers look to tie that series, so that's going to be a really interesting one. But yeah, I thought, you know, we talked about the Stanley Cup playoffs. We also got to talk about the NBA. Guys, time to Brise. First time I'm mentioning it, but that's all I'm going to really say on that topic. You guys know I'm not a really big fan of the NBA because it's trash, in my opinion. It's not basketball. It really isn't. It's just, yeah, I don't think it's worth watching. Like I said, I'll take the Stanley Cup playoffs all day and every day during the spring and summer months when these two leagues are having their playoffs. So that's that for the NBA playoffs. So all you basketball fanatics, if you guys are watching NBA, have fun, play some bets. Should be some interesting games there. But now we got to hop over to some boxing. Obviously, last Saturday we had Canelo Alvarez taking care of business. We'll see what happens next. I mean, I heard some rumors that he might fight Terrence Crawford around December, January. So possibly next year. That'll be a big super fight for boxing. And win, lose, or draw, I think Canelo Alvarez can retire after that. He's been at the game for a long time, one of the best boxers to ever live. But him and Crawford, that would be a hell of a fight. So we'll see what happens. The fight game, it's a little tricky. It's a little unfortunate sometimes. We want to see these big fights, even in mixed martial arts in the UFC. A lot of these big fights are announced, they get canceled, or they're just rumors. But at the same time, we do get some great fights. As for next Saturday, we got May 18th, Saudi Arabia. We got a title fight between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. 12 rounds for the undisputed heavyweight championship. That's going to be a good one. They were supposed to fight a couple months ago, but I think in sparring, Tyson Fury had a nice little cut above his eyebrow. Very, very nasty cut, so they had to delay it. So hopefully this time, both fighters are healthy, ready to go for their May 18th matchup. It's going to be a good one. I'll definitely be watching that. And then, yeah, we got a bunch of fights coming up here. Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev. Title fight for the light heavyweight championship, June 1st. June 15th, you got Gervonta Tank Davis in action against Frank Martin for Davis's WBA lightweight title. So a lot of good boxing fights coming up. So all you boxing fanatics, watch some boxing. Then I gotta do a quick shout out to Kamel. He did a couple weeks ago. He became a 2-time Golden Glove champion. He put on a masterclass, a hell of a performance. He looked great. So congrats, Kamel. Shout out to you, my friend. I appreciate everything you've done for me in boxing at New Way. You're the man. And he's actually competing next week at National Golden Gloves, which is going to take place right here in Detroit. First time in 24 years. So I think he told me yesterday that he's competing Monday night. So hopefully I can watch it on my phone via stream. We'll see what happens, but I know he's going to do great. I know he's going to take care of business and kick ass. So yeah, Kamel, once again, congrats on becoming a 2-time Golden Gloves champ. And I know at Nationals you're going to do great, man. And like I said before, I appreciate everything done for me, man. You're truly an amazing person, man. I'm glad I met you in this life. So yeah, shout out to him. Quick shout out there. And then, yeah, boxing fights. Obviously, a couple weeks we got Usyk versus Fury for the heavyweight championship, 12 rounds. It's going to be a good one. So you got that. Now we got to hop over to the UFC. So like I mentioned last week on Guys Time of the Prize, we got some big fights coming up next month. And June's got a lot of good fights. But then this weekend, we got some big names. We got Derek Lewis in action. We got UFC Fight Night. He's going to be competing Joaquin Buckley on the same card. And the co-main event, he's going to be fighting as well. So two big names there. Let's see. And then you got another fight night. Edson Barbosa still at it next weekend. Same day as Usyk versus Fury fight. So you got that. And then UFC 302, Saturday, June 1st, you got Islam Makhachev defending the lightweight championship in the main event against Dustin Poirier. Dustin has said that this might be his last fight. And if it is, congratulations. He deserves it. Win, lose, or draw. I really hope he wins. He deserves to be a champion. Have that feeling of becoming champion. He was an interim champion, but to be the undisputed champion, I can only imagine what that feels like. So hopefully he goes out as champion if this is his last fight. But if it truly is, thank you for the memories, Dustin. You're a hell of a fighter, and you proved it. So So you got that. That's the main event for UFC 302. And then the co-main event, you got Sean Strickland going against Paulo Costa. That's going to be a really interesting fight as well. The rest of this card, I don't know. Yeah, Randy Brown is on this card as well. Nico Price. Jalton Almeida, he's fun to watch. I think he's going to be on the prelims. Mickey Gall, haven't heard him in a while. He's going to be on this card. So yeah, some big names for UFC 302, but obviously the main fight, the main event, Islam Makhachev, the UFC lightweight champion, defending his title against Dustin the Diamond Poirier. That's going to be a really good one. I hope Dustin goes on top and becomes champion, but Islam's very tough, as we saw against his fight against Alexander Volkanovski, many months ago. So you got that going on. So UFC 302, and then the end of the month, you got UFC 303 as well. I'll get back to that in a couple seconds here. You got another fight night coming up next month, June 22nd, rather. Robert Whittaker going up against Khamzat Chimaev. That's going to be an interesting one there. Calvin Gastelum, he's on this card as well. So make sure you guys check that one out. And then obviously UFC 303. I mentioned this on the last podcast last week. And you have Conor McGregor, the return of the notorious Conor McGregor, going up against Michael Chandler. Both getting old, man. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a good fight, in my opinion. I think they'll put on a show, or try to at least. But two big names there. Obviously, Conor McGregor, one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in mixed martial arts, making his return to the octagon to go up against Michael Chandler in the main event. That's going to be interesting there. And that's really it for that pay-per-view. So, yeah, lots of eyes will be on that card, or on that fight for sure. And then Jamal Hill coming back, obviously losing to Alex Pereira last month for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. He's back in action, going up against Khalil Roundtree. That should be an interesting fight. I've seen highlights on him. He's a savage. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, you got a couple fights coming up in June for UFC. You got boxing coming up. So, combat sports really cranking it up a notch in terms of these super fights, we like to call in the combat sports world. So, yeah, check it out. Play some bets. Boxing, UFC, mixed martial arts, everything. So you got that. And then today we're actually going to end with some NFL news. So a couple days ago, Tyler Boyd, former wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals, signed a one-year deal, $4.5 or $4.5 million contract, or it was a $4.25 million contract with the Titans. So no longer a Cincinnati Bengal. There were some rumors that he wanted to get out of Cincinnati, or they didn't want to pay him top dollar. So yeah, he left, and now he's with the Titans. So that's a very interesting matchup there. So yeah, $4.5 million, one-year deal with the Tennessee Titans, and this is on NFL.com. So yeah, Tyler Boyd no longer a Cincinnati Bengal. One less target for Joe Burrow, but he still has Jamar Chase. He's got that. And then what else do we got here? Let's see. I saw something on Instagram today that the NFL expects to release their regular season schedule next Wednesday, May 15th. So all you football fanatics, we'll definitely see the Lions schedule, and then we'll see all 31, the rest, of the teams, the rest of the 31 teams schedules next Wednesday, May 15th. So Adam Schefter reported that. So that'll be very interesting there. So yeah, football. It'll be here before you know it. We'll be talking about fantasy football. We'll be talking about the Detroit Lions. We'll be talking about, everything, draft, prospects, everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it for football. And then with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it today. So thank you for joining me on this episode. Guys, time of the prize. Yeah, you can tell I'm a little tired today. So to try to get some sleep tonight. I mean, I'll probably watch some Stanley Cup Playoffs, but hopefully I'll get to bed early. A couple late nights. Need to catch up on my sleep. So, but besides that, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being patient with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. And as always, this episode is going to be available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Check me out. Check it out whenever you get a chance. And then, yeah, watch some Stanley Cup playoffs. Watch some other sports on this weekend. But yeah, Stanley Cup playoffs, the NBA playoffs. Watch some baseball as well. Tigers finally won against the Guardians last night. They were on a 4-game losing streak, so that's good to see that. And then, yeah, just have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. Mother's Day is this Sunday, so happy Mother's Day to all the amazing mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to my mom. I love you. Hopefully you have a great day. You got a nice present coming from your favorite son in a couple days, so hopefully she'll enjoy that. But yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the amazing mothers out there. And that's it, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. All right, the Bryce is out. Peace. I gotta get out of here. I gotta eat something and watch some Stanley Cup playoffs, and then definitely going to sleep early tonight. Catch up on my rest. So with that, I'm out. Have a good one, and check out this episode. You guys are awesome.